In terms of, I know some of them you have to use with the reverse grip or ice pick grip. And actually, a forward grip would probably be better for something that's longer. But what's the benefit and what's the pro and con of each grip, the reverse and the forward, and what are you kind of doing? Like I know the checking hand, the free hand, the measuring hand is useful. Just going a little more into what you're doing with that, the other hand.
Uh, the the more accurate and more stealthy way to use a blade, and there's a lot of reasons why you'd want to be stealthy with a blade, for instance, if they had a gun, is with the traditional grip. Okay, well, this is a hammer grip, this is a saber grip. Okay, I've used a little change pocket knife, which I had to use like this because it only had like a 1.5-inch blade on it. Now, the downfall of this grip is it endangers the sensitive portion of your hand here. The smaller the blade is, the more of a chance you're going to get a jammed thumb, you're going to get a sprained wrist here. That's a problem. The ice pick grip is easier to defend against if the other guy can beat you in a fight and you're using an ice pick grip. That's much easier for him to defend against than if you had this. This is really for century removal. The best work on knives is to do with century removal. When you're using a reverse grip. A reverse grip is for slaughtering unarmed people or stealthily eliminating gun-armed people. And it works best from behind because you can get the lethal blows from behind.
Well, obviously we're dealing with stuff that are not blades, so.
And this would be,
would you argue
century removal with this.
Would you argue it's harder to see the reverse one since we're not dealing with a already set?
It's easy to conceal a reverse grip,
right?
And the traditional grip. The traditional grip has to be concealed behind the hip. The reverse grip you could conceal more outward if they don't know what they're looking for. But if you know what you're looking for and you see a folded hand like this, you know the guy's got the blade. And if you can't see the hand, then you can figure he's got a blade. So the concealability, they're both about the same. The system I use is just a last ditch. If I'm getting stomped out, it's something to pull out of my pocket on a yank string that has to be used like this, right. Okay? So it's a pretty desperate maneuver. The advantage with the ice pick grip is it protects the hand much more. You could punch with this and hammer with this, okay? And this, so what if you even break this finger? Not a big deal. I've fought fights with this finger already broken from training. If this is broken up, you've got big issues. But this finger, not a big deal. And the other thing is, if you have equal or better empty hand fighting than the other guy, then using a reverse grip allows you to get more control and permits you to take care of him without necessarily using lethal force than this. Okay, so the hammer grip, it drives you more towards a lethal finish. This you have, particularly if it's this and not a blade, you have more control options with this. And as long as you're equal to this person physically, and of course he's probably going to be a member of a group, you've got an option to use him as a shield. If you put this in a dude in a non-lethal position, okay, you could use it to control his movement. You could get this inside of his rib cage and use it to use him as a meat shield. Okay, so I really like this for a stronger guy, a guy that's a grappler, or a guy with kickboxing experience. Okay, this kind of grip is good. The problem is you still don't want to show this because the other dude might have a firearm. The other dude might have one of these things and get a video of you doing these Libra techniques for the police to find. Okay, so you still want to be stealthy as much as possible. Even when you're using it, you don't want people to see it. You're better off. You're being attacked by 3 dudes. If you grab this dude and just jig him and you pull it down inside the rib cage instead of puncture his lung, then you can use that to move him around. Okay, and use him as a shield against the other guys. Okay, so you want to avoid producing a body if possible.
Well, like I said, with these items in particular, we're not.
And this is something you would just use this to control the guy.
We're not. We're being nice people.
This would
Good.
do more damage to the head, and then this is something that you could use to control, okay, or reverse it like this and use it to control them. Like that.
Obviously, a very basic control. No intricate like locks or anything like
Well,
that.
it control him enough to run his head into, a vertical surface that's harder than his head.
Okay.